Welcome to Analytics with Nags. In this video, we are going to see a new DAX function, dates between in DAX. At the end of this video, you will also learn difference between the dates in period and dates between function in DAX. If you're new to this channel, click on the subscribe button right now to learn the concepts in Power BI. Without wasting time, let's jump into a demo. And so we have a simple data here, which is having date from 2016 January 1st, and we have total sales, and the business wants to see 3 days cumulative total. Okay, and we already seen dates in period function, and I'll try to use the dates in period function here, so that we will try to compare the dates between and dates in period. So here the dates in period return set of dates for the specific context. Say for example, for this row, if I want to calculate last 3 days from this date, last 3 days, so I need to specify a date here. Okay, that this will get me the date based on for that context, and my dates in period will go 3 days back from this date. That is what it is. Okay, so we have seen dates in period function in my previous video. Just watch it if you don't understand it. So let me put it here. So dates in period, if you see the total for January 3rd, it is sum of these three. If you see the total for January 5th, it is sum of 5th, 4th and 3rd. So that is what it is here. Let us try to write the same function in dates between. Okay, I have a dates between here. So I want to calculate total sales. The same functionality I want to write. So what it asks, dates between requires a date column. So dim date dot date. Then instead of a relative filter, relative in the sense I want last 5 days, last 10 days, last 4 months, it is called relative. From that date you go back certain period based on dates or month or year. That is relative, that is in dates in period. But in dates between, you need to specify a start date and end date. There is no relative filter. Okay, that is the main difference you want to understand. So how can we write the last 3 days sales from that date in dates between? So you need to get the date and go back 3 days. To go back, we have a date add function that also we have seen in our previous video. So to get that date, last date of dim date dot date. Okay, then this date should add at 3 days, right? So date add. Okay, date add function takes that date, then go back 3 days, comma, date add function takes the relative date now, relative period. So this is my start date. So what I'm saying, the date in the context, go back 3 days, then get the data. Okay, this is what we say. Then what is my end date? The end date is my context, I mean whichever row I'm seeing. So last date of dim date dot date. That's all. So dates between, it takes which from which table or which date column it has to be a written set of dates, and start date, end date. That's all. So this is your dates between. So let me try to use this one in my table. What happened now? So till day 3 is fine. It is same as dates in period. When you come on January 4th, you see the difference in dates in period and dates between. So one of the thing is like relative period means from this date 3 days. This day also included. So this day starts with 1, 2, 3. So that is by 3. But that is what we want. So dates in period works fine like a charm. But what happens to our dates between? Dates between takes the start date and end date. So what is our start date? Current date minus 3. So current date minus 3 is your 1st of Jan. So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is why it takes these 4 dates and combined over here. So aggregated. So there is main difference between dates in period and dates in between. So you need to use 2 here if you want to go 3 days. So because you have a start date minus end date concept. So you need to put 2 there. Once you press enter, the formula recalculates. Now we have fixed it. This is what your dates between and dates in period is meant for. Both does the same thing. This is one of the example I want to highlight, and I want to highlight another important thing. Let me remove the day here. So I have a monthly sales now, and using a dates in period, I've already calculated a 3 months date. Say for example, same thing we are going to do. Instead of days, I want to do 3 months. Now you see April. When I am April, I want to go 3 months. April, March, February. So these to be summed and it should be shown here. For that, I've calculated this formula dates in period, go back 3 months. That is relative means from this month, three period, 3 months. So I get this total. If you sum up these three, you will get this total. Just check it out in calculator. Now, the same thing when I do it in dates between, what I did. So dates between requests date and two arguments, start date and end date. My end date is obviously last date of that month. So last date. When I do date add of last date of date minus 3 of month, start date and end date, what happens here? Let us try to see that result. Okay, so till February it's fine and March also fine. What happened to April? See, I want 3 months data. The last date is April in dates between, and when I say 3 months back, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it is not included January, since if it is included January, then 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be more than something around 5.4 something, 540,000, but here it is 9,300 only. It has a extra value. So what does it mean? So there is some difference, right? So what dates between or date, we use start date as dated. So we need to understand what this dated will do. This last date is giving 31st of April. This is fine. But my first date, the starting of that month, is not calculating properly. So in order to see what this last date or date add function returns, let me try to have one measure. So I have already written it. What I did is date add of last date of dim date dot date minus 3 of month. Okay, like this only we need to troubleshoot. Write some measure, then put it in label. So let us try to view this one. So I didn't do any filters now. So I have data till 2019 December. So it is giving me minus 3 months. So obviously some people have find out the difference. It is not giving me minus 3 months. So let us try to understand this. When I click on April, I thought like my third 3 months back should return February 1st, but what it is returning? It is returning 31 2016, 30th January 2016. So along with including April, March, February, it also includes two more dates because I mentioned minus 3. So 30th of April minus 3 months is nothing but January 30th. So like that it went. Okay. then it calculated. When you go to May, there is no 30th or 31st in February, so it fetches last. So it goes 3 months relative, but I don't want actually that one, right? So now you got the point. So the 30th is nothing. So this total 9,300. Let us try to understand this one, how it calculate. So along with these 3 months data, it also included 2 days data. So that 30th of January and 31st of January should contribute 9,300. Let us try to see that. So let me put this one here. So what is the total sales? Forget about these two measures. This is not useful at the date level. So 30th of January, 31st of January is your 4,700. If you sum up these two, it will give you 9,300. So these two data are also included in your dates between. That is why you get a total of 9 4 along with this data, 3 months data, and those two dates data also included. So I hope you got the clear idea about when to use dates in period or dates between. So dates in period is always a relative period, like n months back, and it automatically calculates. You don't need to specify. Dates between, if you know specific two dates to calculate, then you need to go for dates between. If you like this video, share and subscribe to the channel and comment below for your queries. Do remember that data is your asset.